Musk appears to be all in on the former president, hitting the campaign trail tonight near Philadelphia, holding what he describes as a series of talks throughout Pennsylvania. The two men have not always been allies, of course, with Musk tweeting 2 years ago, quote, "I don't hate the man, but it's time for Trump to hang up his hat and sail into the sunset." Around the same time, the former president posted on his own Truth Social platform, quote, "When Elon Musk came to the White House asking me for help on all of his many subsidized projects, whether it's electric cars that don't drive long enough, driverless cars that crash, or rocket ships to nowhere without which subsidies he'd be worthless, and telling me how he was a big Trump fan and a Republican, I could have said drop to your knees and beg, and he would have done it." End quote. They've certainly patched things up since then, or some of the survivors to look at how the world's richest man decided to wade into presidential politics.
The focus right now is making sure that Trump wins the election.
He is now fully and completely MAGA.
We should only do paper ballots hand counted.
Elon Musk hosted his own solo town hall to help boost former President Donald Trump.
I'm a technologist. I know a lot about computers, and I'm like, the last thing I would do is trust a computer program.
Showing that he's not only bought into, but is fully committed to amplifying the most provocative and false parts of Trumpism.
When you have mail-in ballots and no sort of proof of citizenship, it becomes almost impossible to prove cheating is the issue.
Musk's MAGA integration has been quite the meteoric rise.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm Darth MAGA.
After publicly pledging to not endorse a candidate, it was after Trump's first assassination attempt in July that seemed to prompt Musk to endorse Trump that very night. In the 3 months since, the unmistakable cohesion between the two men has been palpable.
He saved free speech. He created so many different great things. Where is he? Come on up here, Elon.
With Trump appearing with Musk on the campaign trail.
And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot. Fight! Blood coming down the face.
And Musk using his social media platform X to amplify all things Trump.
I've been really active in politics before. I think you should support Donald Trump for president.
Musk hosted Trump for a nearly 2-hour live stream on X that drew over 1 million listeners.
It's nice to have a forum like this.
And has spread numerous debunked claims, lies, and conspiracy about the election on X, where he suggested falsely that Democrats are importing voters, accused FEMA falsely of diverting funds to assist illegal immigrants, and shared a mocking, manipulated video of Vice President Kamala Harris with an altered voice. Musk even questioned why no one is trying to assassinate President Joe Biden and Harris, which he later went on to delete. Musk has also deployed what is perhaps his most powerful tool as the world's richest man, his money. According to the latest reports from the Federal Election Commission, Musk's super PAC has now dropped a staggering $106 million into pro-Trump spending.
Well, he said that if we don't win, this country's finished.
And in a move that election experts say walks right up to the line of illegality, Musk is now even offering to pay voters $100 out of his own pocket to sign onto a conservative-leaning petition, a push to get Trump voters to register in the crucial swing state. Anderson?
So, Mr. Fadi, thanks very much. I want to get perspective now from CNN senior correspondent Donnie O'Sullivan, and back with us, Meredith McGraw, national political correspondent for Politico. Donnie, how big an impact do you think Musk is having on?
You know, I think it's one of these things, right, where despite how much we're all looking at this and covering this election, it really might not be until after the election that we can really get our minds around just how big an influence Musk might have in Pennsylvania. The amount of really targeted down to these street block ads that he's across social media. And then also there's just this idea too of, you know, a few years ago, if we would have said the huge role these social media platforms and algorithms play in elections, if you were to say there is a partisan running one of these platforms who could easily tweak the algorithms, we have absolutely zero insight into what Musk could be doing in terms of elevating pro-Trump messages algorithmically on the platform and taking down pro-Harris messages. We just don't know.
Meredith, how much do you think Trump is relying on Musk?
A lot.
Yeah.
You know, this is the world's richest man. He has poured over $75 million of his own money into a super PAC that is, playing a big role in the ground game for the Trump campaign. You know, the Trump campaign has really outsourced a lot of their ground game to these outside groups and PACs, Elon Musk's being one of them. And, you know, he's there in the state of Pennsylvania that's going to be so pivotal. But I also think there's a big cultural impact here at play too. You know, Musk has control of X. He's, has a powerful influence on social media, but he's also really popular with young men. If you look at polling, Elon Musk is popular with this demographic that the Trump campaign is really trying to target in the final stretch here.
It is, Tony, remarkable the amount of just things that aren't true that he is pushing out.
Yeah, I mean, even last night he was talking, just throw the word Dominion out there,
The new voting system.
Yes,
right?
yeah, and
I mean, he's claiming there's no, paper ballots, and Dominion voting systems use paper ballots.
exactly, yeah, it's just, but I really think, if you think about the role that Twitter, now called X, such a pivotal role it's played in both Trump's life, in terms of basically getting him into the White House, giving him that megaphone, and now, of course, Musk. But both of these guys they got addicted, right? They got addicted to the likes and the shares and the retweets. It's manifested in different ways. Musk ended up buying the platform. But yeah, you can really see that. And Musk does this thing all the time. You mentioned it just before we came on air, Meredith, where something would be totally ridiculous. And Musk will just respond to it, say, interesting. And immediately that gets posted, that gets elevated to potentially 200 million of his followers. This is every single day it's happening.
And Meredith, I mean, Musk has obviously a lot of business interests that rely on U.S. government contracts, connections. He's putting a lot of stock that Trump's going to get reelected, it would obviously benefit him hugely.
Yeah, I mean, when you hear Musk talk about the stakes that are at play in this election, he talks about how the fate of the Western Hemisphere is at risk depending on whether or not Trump wins, but he has a lot financially at stake too. You think about all the government contracts that, SpaceX has, all of his different entities, how intertwined they are with our own government, and, a lot of the research or, space exploration that's going on, Tesla and all of that, it's all tied up for him financially too.
And look, I just think, just this culture, the cultural role he plays on it that you mentioned, even back to the really obvious stuff about Paul Pelosi and everything like that, just elevating these conspiracy theories. It's so we've never been in a situation like this before, right? Where you have such a pivotal person, one of the world's richest men, running one of the world's most powerful platforms, and now literally he's decamped. He is based in Pennsylvania for the next few weeks.
Yeah, Dr. Sullivan, thank you so much. Coming up next, stunning new video from the Israeli operation that led to the killing